Hey guys, J19 brought you another video, and today we're going to be discussing, as the title says, Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. New soon? Hey, anything can happen because a lot of people are starting to buzz. We're starting to get a lot of people starting to post things about it. Hey, it's almost time, right? It's almost time because what does Square Enix do? They confirmed that they're going to have a get-together event at this some kind of bar in Los Angeles or some sort. They're gonna have like a get-together, like content creators and stuff can meet up and talk about Ever Crisis, get hyped up for new content that's gonna be coming for the second year anniversary for Ever Crisis. Why am I talking about Ever Crisis, which links to Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3? Well, if you guys understand, Toriyama did say that by the time next year, the 2-year anniversary rolls around, we may have some information for Part 3, regarding Part 3. We may. So this is my kind of like my idea of what's going to happen, where we could see it possibly, because I wasn't quite sure. I'm thinking to myself, okay, next month is the 2nd year anniversary. Maybe like Sony wants to do like a state of play for it, not like just for itself, but they like to do like a Japanese focused state of play, and they could show it there, right? Or it could be Tokyo Game Show, or it could be they could just show the trailer off, like as a celebration to Ever Crisis. But hey, before you guys go, we got a very special trailer for you guys, or video to want to showcase, and it could be Part 3. But to me, Ever Crisis is not really like a big blockbuster, we gotta have it type of thing. Like people gotta have eyes on. State of play usually makes a lot of sense, right? Tokyo Game Show, you do have eyes on it, but it's like for us and out west, it's like very early in the morning they start streaming and stuff, and you gotta pay attention to like where Square Enix is gonna be, because it ain't just Square there. Like Capcom's gonna be there. You got Bandai Namco, all the big, heavy Japanese-focused studios. Even Xbox likes to be there a lot. They like to show off some of their Japanese games, whatever they got coming. Right? I'm not here for Xbox, but not saying I don't like Xbox. But anyways, back on track. To me, I was doing some digging, and I read the Gamescom. That's like the next event up next Tuesday, right? At like 2 p.m. I won't be able to watch that live. It's up for 2 hours. I might be a little bit busy. But I do want to check that out afterwards, so I will be reacting to that after it's all over with. So sorry about that. I just wish I could watch it live, but things happen. But anyways, back on track here. What's going to happen is that I did some digging, and apparently it ain't just upcoming like updates for upcoming games like that's coming out this year and what's already been announced. Apparently it's going to be some world premieres there, and usually Gamescom don't have world premieres. If it do, it's not that big of a deal, other than probably the last thing. They'll have like some kind of like a big like, oh, here's a game you guys haven't seen in a while, or it might be it might be something brand new. But it does say world premieres, which that tells me one thing: Square's going to have a booth at the event, right after Gamescom opening night. I think they're gonna be there for a few days. They're gonna do like Final Fantasy Tactics Remastered, the Chronicle, Ivalice Chronicles. We got Final Fantasy 14 stuff's gonna be there. They're gonna talk about that. But it's like, is Final Fantasy 14? I mean, it's still big. Don't get me wrong, but do you really need a panel there? Like, they're also gonna be at PAX West, I think. Yeah, PAX West. I believe it's PAX West. I don't know when that's going to happen, but it's like Capcom's going to be at PAX West with Resident Evil 9, but like it's pretty crazy, right? We're getting a lot of Japanese-focused things going to these booths, and they're going to be at PAX West, so it's like Square's starting to be a little more active, and it starts to make me think, if you're going to have a booth at the event, what better way to have a big trailer for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3? Because all eyes are going to be on Gamescom, because you're going to have Resident Evil, you're going to have Animusha, you're gonna have all these big games like Snake Eater, like Metal Gear Solid, right? Snake, that's gonna be there. You're gonna have a lot of big titles that are coming out this year or even early next year. They're gonna be there at Gamescom, so a lot of eyes, and millions of eyes, gonna be on the event, because Jeff Keighley does draw a crowd, like it or not. What better way to showcase a game that's gonna be out in like a year and a half by showing off Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3? If Toriyama, let's say the development of Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 is going extremely well. What if they're ready to showcase this game? It doesn't have to be a long trailer. They don't have to show off like 3-4 minutes. It can be just like a minute and a half. Just give us some dialogue. Give us like a couple, like maybe just an early portion of the game. Maybe like a location to go, whoa, just get people talking. Because we're at the 1.5 year mark. I know a lot of people think it's too early. They're going to probably reveal it next year. But remember, Hamaguchi said that they want to try to get Part 3 out in 3 years. When did he say that? In 2024, when it's talking about releasing when Rebirth is coming out or is already out. One of those interviews. He actually came out and said that our focus now is try to get Part 3 out in 3 years. They don't want to take as long as possible to get this game out because, you know, Hamaguchi's in his 30s. He's still young. He's like my age or so, or a little over, right? So he's still young. But yeah, Katase's getting in his 50s. Nomura's getting older. Nobuo Amatsu is like in his 60s. You got Nojima, like he's getting up there in a little bit age. Like they don't want to spend too many more years on this project. It's already been and they've been working on this thing since like 2012. They talked about it. So they started doing the concepts and stuff like that before the first review trailer in 2015, and then you guys know the rest of the story. Like they don't want to drag this out in their 50s, 60s, and 70s because who's going to develop games in their 60s and 70s? Because Katase also said he wants to take a step back. Nomura wants to retire eventually. Nobuo's health ain't the greatest of shape, right? He's healthy right now, but he's been having some health scares. Nojima's getting up there in age. So a lot of these big-time legendary developers from devs at the Creative Business Unit 1, they want to try to get the last part out as soon as possible, but in efficient order, right? Last we knew that they had a working build already. They're working, they're tweaking it and stuff like that. They have a prototype they're really super happy with for the high wind. And they was already doing their English voice work. So that tells me that this Japanese side voice work is done, right? They got that done. They've been working on the last few months now, the English side of things. And Britt Barron is also hinting and saying, hey, can I be the bartender? Wink, right? She's starting to say some stuff. I'm not saying that she knows, but people are getting excited. And you're seeing like Britt Barron and like Brianna White taking photos together and stuff like that. You're starting to see little breadcrumbs, right? You're starting to see like, maybe it is time. Maybe it is time for us to get Part 3 news. Am I 100% think it's going to happen? No, I'm more like about 60%, right? It could happen. They could just wait until like maybe Sony says, nah, you're saving it for the state of play. That's going to be our biggest review at the end, or one of the biggest reviews for third party. They could do that too. But if Toriyama and them are still on track, they probably want to have information out for Part 3 leading up to the Ever Crisis stream, which is going to happen, I think, around the 7th or so, of September. So it makes sense that Gamescom is the likely place to have it. A lot of eyes going to be on the event. If not, definitely in September. Like, we definitely going to get some information, in my honest opinion. But anyways, this video's been going on long enough. I've been, going off a tangent here once in a while. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Do you guys think we're going to see Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 finally next week? As early as next week? Are we going to get that? Because some people are talking about it. Some people think that, hey, get ready. I think it's going to happen. Me, I'm about 65%, right? I was going to say about 75%. I think it's a little too high. I think there's a chance that it could be here. There's also a chance they could just hold off. Maybe they want to polish up a little bit more before they start giving us the first trailer. But the first trailer doesn't have to be super polished. I mean, it just has to get us hyped talking about stuff because it's been so long. So anyways, I would love to see what you guys think. Do you guys honestly think that Gamescom is going to be the place where we see Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3? And what I said, if you guys want more Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 news, updates, reactions, live streams, feel free to like, subscribe, hit the bell notifications, stay notified when I go live or upload my next video. What I said, links in the description below, my Twitch, Twitter, and Discord. You guys know what to do. Follow me, subscribe, and I love you guys so much for the love and support, as always. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Take care.